Okay. All right. Let me do this really quick. All of the technical P's and Q's. Okay.
Why are you singing everything?
My inner monologue, I guess. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for coming on with us today. Whether you're watching this live or on the replay, just thank you for being a part of our community. So I know y'all are probably expecting to see Leslie's beautiful face on here, but she's on vacation. So
It's her birthday.
and it's her birthday, so we are hijacking the show for her today. Um, Same topic. We're going to be talking about team. So if y'all have questions on team, us working in the industry, building a team, nurturing the team you already have, drop those in the comments for us as we go along. I better open this if y'all leave comments, I can see them. So we wanted to just hop on and kind of talk about what it takes to have an empowered team. And we get a lot of comments about how we have such the perfect team, yada, yada, yada. We're here to tell you we don't. Nothing's perfect. Our team isn't perfect. So we just kind of wanted to share a scenario that happened in our firm a week or two ago. To kind of just, share that with y'all about how not every team is perfect. So Peyton, if you want to take the floor.
Absolutely. Of course, it was me. um, so it's that time of the year, year-end tasks, stuff like that. I found myself getting really frustrated trying to knock off all of those year-end tasks. I had already completed several. I was just kind of stuck on a few of them, and I had tried figuring it out. Asked for help a couple different ways. Leslie had sent me some videos to help me out, and I guess I just wasn't getting it, and I was already just flustered from already working on it and attempting to look at it. So I've been working on it for a while. And I got a little stressed out to the point where I was like, I can't look at this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It affected my attitude, and really it boils down to needing to know when to walk away and look at something another time. But I let my emotions kind of take over, and it was come to find out it was something so silly like a formula that was right in front of me. But at that point, I was just so drained and sick and tired of looking at that task and all of the things that go with it that I really wasn't seeing what was right in front of me. So I had a little come to Jesus meeting with Leslie, a few of them, to try to get me out of that mindset, kind of get me out of that funk. She had me record a video to kind of show her where I was stuck. And it was something just, like I said, so silly. But once anybody gets to that point, there's just no solving it unless someone literally just pulls you back and is like, no, this is what we're doing. And of course, that's what Leslie did. So I'm grateful for that. And now I feel silly because it was something so small. And I let myself get super worked up about it.
Yeah, what Peyton failed to mention is that Leslie made her send a video of her explaining where she was stuck, what she was stuck with, kind of her thought process on everything. And in the video, Peyton made no eye contact with the camera, and she kind of was just pissed off. Needless to say, it was written all over her body language, all over her face. She was like, "There's so many numbers and so many columns, and I just can't figure this crap out." And Lynn said she looks like her 7-year-old son in the video, so that was pretty entertaining. Not at the time it wasn't, but afterwards it was. So she was just like already at that place of frustration to where she couldn't think straight. She couldn't work through problem solving skills like she typically would have. And when Leslie viewed the video, she had to step away from her computer for the rest of the night because then it ruined her day, to say the least. I mean, when you have,
that was a big part. Oops.
Yeah, nothing against Peyton, but whenever you experience stuff like that and you have a team member or anybody that's, you know, basically throwing a fit, then it can kind of be frustrating on the receiving end too. So Leslie was like, I know I have to step away or I'm going to say something that I probably will regret or whatever. So she went and took a walk, came back the next day, and then that's when they had a meeting about it. So it took a lot, I'm sure, for Peyton to even send the video with the mindset that she was in. I think Peyton, is that accurate?
Oh yeah, definitely accurate. Because I feel like a few times whenever I've had to record videos like of myself and like screen sharing or whatever, it'll take me a couple tries. But like with that one, I just hit record and I said sent, like I did not even go back and rewatch the video and look at how ridiculous I looked. And that's probably something I should have done. Was look back on how that would affect somebody else, an owner watching that, or anybody else on the team, or just anyone in general, watching something like that. When I was being all negative Nancy, and like Danielle said, my body language, the fact that I wouldn't make eye contact, and the huffing and puffing, this all just in there. It's literally like a 12-year-old throwing a fit, as crazy as that sounds. But yeah, I totally just here sent, that's where my head was. I didn't even care at that point. But yeah, it ruined, of course, my day and Leslie's day, and it just trickled down. And that's how easy it is to throw somebody else off. If you have a bad mindset, you can easily, that's contagious. That can rub off on other people. For sure.
Thank you for sharing that, Peyton, because I know that was probably a little uncomfortable. So thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that with us. And the whole point of this that I want to bring it back to is, of course, having an empowered team, but also how you react to situations and kind of how that can shape the situation. Because Leslie probably could have easily blew up at Peyton whenever she saw that video. But like Danielle said, she took a second. Well, she took probably longer than a second and went on a walk to clear her mind, and then came back and addressed it. So another thing is, like Peyton said, it was a formula that was wrong. Leslie could have taken a minute to fix this and been done with it. But that wouldn't have taught Peyton anything. It would have taught Peyton, oh, if I throw a fit, I get my way. Again, like Peyton said, like a 12-year-old. And that also would have shown the team, like, okay, Peyton can throw a fit and get her way. So the way that Leslie handled it really shaped the whole situation and made this such a learning experience. So she decided to bring it to the team the next day in our team meeting to kind of talk it over and see, like, let us know what happened, because we could all see what happened. It was in ClickUp. So if we were watchers on the task, we would have seen the video. We would have seen everything, right? So she brought it to the team so we could all just kind of talk about it, talk what happened. Peyton could talk through it. And we really just kind of rallied beside her and told her, like, hey, you can work through this, and just all supported her. So I just wanted to kind of share how that shapes a situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And we kind of told her, gave her like things to do to kind of stop before you get to that point, because once you get to the point, there's no going back. There's no, once you're that irritated or aggravated or whatever, it's not like a switch you can just turn on and off and it goes away or whatever. So we were like, when you feel yourself starting to get irritated, then ask for help or like step away from it, depending on like what it is. And we were just able to support her and give her like techniques to work through when she's feeling like that.
Yeah. So we don't have any comments coming in for questions. So I just have one question for y'all. And I want to know, what do y'all think it takes to have an empowered team? So y'all can go first, or I'll go first and share my thoughts.
Go first.
Okay. So I think a lot of what it comes to having an empowered team goes back to, of course, the owner. So a lot of it's going to fall on the owner. It's going to be like, how we just talked about, how you're handling situations, giving your team the correct permissions to handle situations, to own their outcomes, and giving them the tools they need to feel empowered to make those decisions. I think that has a lot to fall back on how to create your own empowered team.
And I think empowering them too, like not like as in cheerleader way, but like, you know how to do this, you have the process, you have the permission to make the decision, and if you make a mistake, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Like it's, I think learning that it's okay to say whenever you did something wrong or you don't know something, like admitting that stuff and them not taking it a certain way is really big too.
Yeah, and I think that kind of falls back to culture as well, because
Yeah.
like our firm culture, it falls right into that because like we said, we laughed at Peyton's mistake, her video. Like we were all laughing together. Peyton was laughing with us whenever we rewatched it, and that goes right back to our culture.
Yeah, it wasn't funny at the time that it happened, but afterwards, after she moved past it and figured it out and, you know, everything, then we were able, you know, to laugh about it. Like, look at you throwing a fit like a 12-year-old.
It will forever go down in history now that it's recorded and saved and, you know, all those
Multiple
things.
times. Yeah, multiple times.
Lynn probably has it in her secret office drive, so you can't delete it anywhere.
Right? Yeah, that's true. It probably is. I would think a lot of things really can go into building an empowered team, but I think from like an owner's perspective, like from Leslie, it would be like leading by example, really. And I think she does a phenomenal job at that for sure. And also like a big thing for me personally is acknowledging and celebrating actual just wins. Like even if like, okay, this is part of your job, you know, you don't need a pat on the back for doing something correctly, but Leslie's really good about, you know, you've come a long way. And, you know, this is, she told me actually at that meeting right after I had my little hissy fit, that she told me, she's like, this is not like super easy stuff. Like this is taxes and, you know, all these things. She's like, Peyton, this is not just like, you know, everybody knows this stuff. Like you've come a long way. This is hard stuff, but you know, I know you can do it and, you know, stuff like that. So she's really good about uplifting all of us, I think. And also, I think alignment, like what the goals are for the firm, everybody needs to be aligned and clarity as well. So everyone can move towards those goals.
Yeah, just
Yeah, for
having
sure.
everybody going in the same direction. They know the big end goal. And I also wanted to hit on what you said, how she kind of like brings you back, right? Like you weren't doing this like 5 years ago, you started here, right? So you haven't been doing this that long, and you do it
Yeah,
what,
not
once
even
a
last
year?
year. I think last year you did maybe one or two of them, but not all of them. This year you did like every single client. So
Mhm.
Yeah, so I
And a
like.
lot of things were kind of new as well.
Mhm.
Some things that she was doing after we were doing the year-end task, she had rolled into the end of year task. So there were a couple extra steps and stuff. And again, it's something you only look at maybe once a year. And if there's added things in there, it's like, whoa, hold on.
yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely think that reflection's a big part of it too, just kind of stopping and uh, that you can be the owner reflecting for you, or even I feel like it's important for a team member to do it themselves, right? Like to stop and think, wow, I actually have came a long way. So you can almost just empower yourself.
Mhm.
Another thing with that whole situation was the process wasn't perfect. And going back to leading by example, Leslie owned up to that she was sending videos to kind of, help you on this process because it was not perfect. So I think that's a huge part of it as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you wanted to add to this?
I
I don't think so.
don't think so either. I mean, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes dumb mistakes,
Just
even if
not
it's
really
something
on camera.
silly. Yeah, just not on camera, maybe. Um, but yeah, that's some mistakes are small, some mistakes are big, but you know, none of us are perfect on our team anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty
And
much
you're all
it.
learning examples, I think, too, is the important thing to remember. You'll learn
For
from it, you'll
sure.
do it again. You'll check your formulas on everything in the future. I promise you that.
Right? Yeah, that's definitely accurate.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for watching with us. And thank y'all for coming on here with me while Leslie takes her vacation. If y'all have any questions on this, drop them in the comments. We will get back to y'all. Oh, look, Katea just left us a thing.
I just seen it.
It's about learning from them and growing. It is. That's a good point. So, like, yes, Peyton did this. We all learn from it, and we're all growing together. So
Yeah.
that's a really good point. I love that. I love closing with that. So I hope everyone has a great week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.